Kids Read Comics this Sunday, and I am with Jerzy Drozd, who is one of our fabulous comics educators, as well as one of my co-directors. Thanks for talking to me, Jerzy.
I'm always happy to talk about comics.
Absolutely, and you've been talking about comics nonstop. How do you think this weekend has gone?
We made a lot of kids happy. We got a lot of people excited about making comics. We made a lot of artists happy. We got to hang out with a bunch of really cool plugged-in cartoonists who like to advocate for comics. So, what all that is to say, great.
Excellent. Comics are great. Anything else that sort of pops out at you about what we did this weekend? It was a little bit special because we were downtown. How do you think the businesses that we worked with liked it?
I heard from a couple of the merchants that we worked with that they were very excited about the scavenger hunt, where we had 6 different cards featuring characters in the Kids Read Comics logo, which actually, oh, you're wearing one of them now, the dino. And if you collect all 6 cards, when there's clues on each of them that took you to the different merchant locations, you could put all the cards together to form a puzzle image. And the merchants were very happy because a lot of kids were coming into their stores all weekend long. I heard that Jet's Pizza, the pizza party that we held on Saturday, was a huge hit, that they were overrun with people. So that's a good thing. We're driving commerce in downtown Chelsea, which is a good thing. Also doing an outdoor comics festival. We were describing it as Oktoberfest plus comics minus beer tents. And I think that was successful. There was no one entry point. There were people wandering around. There were events happening all up and down the streets, and people were just standing and watching and having a good time. So that was a really, really big deal. I think this is the future of conventioning.
Absolutely. We've been talking to some participants, and they mentioned that they really liked that it was outdoors, which is a little different than a usual convention.
That's true. If you go to a traditional convention, not TCAF, not MoCA, but if you go to a traditional Comic-Con, it's in a big gray building with no natural light. And what's more is they're not really mostly about comics anymore, are they? It's mostly about pop culture in general, which is cool. But this is focused on comics. It's outdoors. The sun is shining. Everybody's happy because it feels like it's like a box social, or something like that. Ice cream social. That's what I meant to say. And everybody's wandering around in the sunlight and having fun in the bounce house, and then wandering around and enjoying conversation with comics people like a picnic style.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I got a little sun. You look like maybe you got a little sun there. Yeah. You were doing robots and monsters earlier to a packed house. Tell me how that went.
That was fun. Because, with an evocative name like Robots versus Monsters, what kid isn't going to want to draw that, right? And so it was a fun class because it's all about exploring how shape, size, and line are all like the key ingredients of comic storytelling, but through the vehicle of, now let's write a story about robots versus monsters. When you draw robots, you draw straight lines, you draw smooth lines. Monsters are more bumpy lines, wiggly lines, scratchy lines. So it really is a very kind of visceral way to explore how visual storytelling works in comics in a really fun way. So I think the kids had a good time. There were some laughs.
Excellent. Thank you so much for speaking. I'm here with a fellow librarian who has volunteered her time this weekend to help us at Kids Read Comics. And you are?
I'm Sharron Iverson from Ann Arbor District Library.
And Ann Arbor District Library is actually going to be hosting Kids Read Comics next year. We don't have a final date, but Sharron, are you excited about this?
Definitely. We've been doing some comics programming at the library, and it seems kind of a natural to try and bring something as cool as this to the library. Yeah.
Excellent. So, how have you enjoyed your weekend?
It's been very active. I asked to volunteer and be kept busy, and indeed I was, and I got to meet a lot of people as a result of it. Got to see how many different ways you can put on a program like this.
Absolutely. We're kind of doing it differently this year in terms of having multiple locations in town and bringing in businesses. Do you envision that when we go to Ann Arbor, we might be going in a different direction or doing something similar?
I think that because the downtown library is so much a part of the downtown, that the odds are we're going to do something similar. We have a lot of room in the library, but I think we're going to explore and explode out of the library as well.
Awesome. Well, any final thoughts on Kids Read Comics?
I think this year's was awesome. I think that it has a very bright future, and we hope we can do as well in Ann Arbor.
All right. Thanks so much, Sharron.
You're welcome.